tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back.
You know, we've been doing this for years and years, and all too often, you know, it seems to be just a given that the motivation of many of these women is that they want to leave their country. And so that's why they're looking for someone abroad. And quite frankly, that's not the motivation of, I think, the majority of women that are on the site. I think that they'd be more than happy to stay in the country where they were brought up, where their family is, where their friends are, if they could find that right person who could also, you know, stay there with them. Unfortunately, all too often, you know, the men that go over are not able to just, you know, work and live there, and so quite often the woman will end up relocating, and that's okay. And the women understand that, and you know, for the vast majority of them, they're fine with that. But that's not the prime reason why these women sign up for this service and try to meet someone. I really believe that these women are trying to find that one person who's going to be best for them, no matter where that person lives. And I don't think they're really worried too much about where they're going to be living. They're trying to find that right person, and it doesn't really matter where they live. But given the choice, if everything else was equal, if they could find that right person and stay in their country where they grew up and stay with their family and stay with their friends, I think that the majority of women would love to do that. You know, a gentleman I was talking to today was a little concerned about that, thinking that, well, you know, if I put on my profile that I'd be interested in possibly living in their country, and because he could work anywhere, he does mainly internet work, he thought that might be a negative. I mean, I don't think that's a negative at all. I think that's actually a positive. If you can do that, I think it's great. It gives you much more flexibility. So you got to be careful when you make assumptions about other people's motivations. I think it's important to ask the person, you know, would you rather stay in your country or move? You know, I think, again, the majority of the women are more than happy to relocate if they find that right person. But it comes down to that right person. You know, then it doesn't really matter where you live. All right, so just keep that in mind when you're going through the profiles and looking at the different women. And if you do have the ability to live anywhere that you would like, then I would definitely make that known to the women that you're corresponding with.
Again, one of the biggest myths about these women is that they're dying to get out of their country and get into ours. 99% of the time, that's completely not true. They will come to our country. They will come to your country because you're falling in love. You're a couple who is in love. And it makes most sense most of the time that the girl is going to come to the guy's country because that's where he thrives, that's where he's rooted, that's where he works, that's where he earns an income upon which everything depends, right? So most of the time the women, you know, they'll join an agency, maybe not knowing all of the answers to all the questions that are going to come up, but in their heart, they'll basically rationalize, if I fall in love with a guy, I'm not here to just fall in love with anybody, but if I do fall in love with the right person, I would definitely relocate in order for us to be together rather than to lose that love once we create it. But I also know that it's hard for women to do that. Their families are always concerned about them. If they have a child, you're taking a child away from grandparents and aunts and uncles and that kind of thing. And they want the woman to be able to travel back home as often as possible, whatever that is. Once a year, once every 18 months, something like that, just to maintain those family relations and just to be together. If you have the ability to hang out in her country for any period of time, I think most women are going to be really thrilled about that. The information is definitely out there somewhere, my friend.
Are you interested in meeting the love of your life? Check out our website at
cartagenadating.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.